Lights on, and we love the wonderful installation here, the Where We Met, and hopefully this next song will be a good setting for that. It was composed by Billy Hill back in 1936 and recorded originally by Benny Goodman and his orchestra. It's had many vocalists over the years on this song. It's called The Glory of Love. You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You gotta laugh a little, cry a little, and let the clouds roll by. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, we'll have each other's arms. You gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. Yeah. Two of us, we'll have the world and all its charm. And when the world is through with us, we'll have each other's arms. You gotta win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. Yeah, that's the story of, that's the glory of love. Thank you. All right, this next song you may recognize from the 1988 motion picture Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it was actually recorded and composed originally back in 1936 by a gentleman named Kansas Joe, aka Joseph McCoy, and the original title of the song was called Weed Smoker's Dream. So, but we remind you that that is not permitted here in the park. It's just a little backstory on this song, and but that goes especially to my mother. Anyway, the name of the song again is from the motion picture Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when it was performed by Jessica Rabbit, but right now it's going to be performed by this Jessica. It's called Why Don't You Do Right? You had plenty money, 1922. You let other women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Get out of here, give me some money too. You sit around and wonder what it it's all about. You ain't got no money, what you doing now? Why don't you do right like some other men do? Get out of here, get me some money too. Yeah. Dave Fox on the piano. Do right like some other men do. Get out of here, get me some money too. I fell for your time when you took me in. Now all you got to offer me is a sip of gin. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Some money too. Why don't you do right? Why don't you do right? Why don't you do right like some other men do? Why don't you do right? Why don't you do right? Why don't you do right like some other man?